So the first question I'm asking myself before recording this video was, how long will it last until my Sony Alpha 7 IV will overheat in 4K 25 while recording this video today? So I'm hoping for an upgrade on the Sony Alpha 7 IV to be able to record in 4K 25 or even 50 without overheating issues after 15 minutes. But today it's not about this camera, today it's about a special case by a company called Vanguard. By the way, I tested already one of their cases a few weeks ago. Make sure to check this video out, link in the video description. So we have two of these cases. Today I will show you the smaller version, and in the last video I showed you the bigger version. If you have a lot of equipment that needs to be protected, that's one case to go with. This case here is heavily loaded with a lot of gear, which I'm going to show you in a second. And there's one thing that triggered me. I was just looking at the case because I was already reviewing the bigger version. And there's a big difference between those ones. It doesn't have any wheels. So you cannot slide it just behind you. So you have to carry it. And there's only one handle here on top and not on this side and neither on this side. To protect your gear, you will have 6 lockers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on either side. It's dust and water resistant. And if I want to open it, I have to first unlock these 6 lockers here. And then I can have a look inside, and that's why I'm switching now my camera position. That's the inside of that case, and I would like to show you what fits in there. That's why I put a lot of gear in that Vanguard case. Let's start on the top left. We have a Sony 70 to 300 millimeter. And that's one lens which is super nice for Safari. It's compact, it's lightweight, and you get a lot of zoom for a low price. I got it for about 600 euros. Then we have this one here. That's the Sony 50mm 1.4 G Master lens. It's a great lens for portraits, low light, video, fast autofocus in combination with the right camera. And I took this one over my Canon 50mm 1.2L because of its form factor, its weight, and its lower minimum focusing distance. Here we got the case for the DJI Mic 2. Then we got a Canon 100mm 2.8L lens. It's a macro lens. And maybe one or the other was wondering about how is it possible, Daniel, to record the aperture, ISO and shutter speed in your videos. So how to record the electronic viewfinder. That's the tool which I'm using all the time to record with my smartphone all the details you see in my reviews. One of the best low light lenses for portraits and the best bokeh is this one here. It's the Sony 135 1.8 G Master lens. Nice piece of glass. And since I'm working so much remotely, so not at home, I'm sitting in a coffee for instance, using my MacBook, do video and photo editing, I have 2 power banks here. These ones are from the company called Anker. They have a small screen up here. This one here has about 140 or even 150 watts and more than 20,000 milliamperes. Here is its bigger brother with more than 27,000 milliamperes. 250 watts. That means with both of them you can connect a MacBook Pro, for instance, or even 2 MacBook Pros. You can do video and photo editing at the same time while you charge your phone, for instance, using the standard USB-A port. We get this one here. That's the Canon 70 to 200mm 2.8L lens. I took this one over the EF version because of its form factor and its low weight. One downside on this lens is you cannot use a teleconverter. Then we got one of the best portrait lenses for Canon. As you can see here, this huge front element. It's the 85mm 1.2L lens. Initially I thought, oh, I'm probably not going to use it that often, but since I take so many portraits in low light and during the day, it creates one of the most beautiful bokehs I can imagine. So then on the top right we have my Canon EOS R3 for event photography, autofocus, portraits, video, low light, one of the best cameras at the moment out on the market. And I took this camera inside this case here just to show you that you can also fit in a Nikon Z9, for instance, or a Sony Alpha 7 IV with its battery grip. That's no problem. Then I got here a charging case for my Profoto A10. I use both of them because I do a lot of event photography, and these ones are the best flashes you can get on the market. I can also use a trigger if I don't want to have that flash on my camera. And down here is an extra battery for that flash. If you do a lot of wedding or event photography, keep in mind that flash. It's one of the best ones you can get on the market. Trust me, I'm using these ones for already 6 or 8 years now. I used the previous versions before, and they last for a really long time. Then I have an SSD, which I can connect to my iPhone 15 Pro because it doesn't take too much energy, so I can easily transfer photos and videos straight onto the SSD. Then I got a little toolbox for camera cages, and if I want to connect my camera to a tripod, for instance. And a small dust remover here keeps my sensors clean. So I asked myself, is it possible to stow a MacBook in here? That is my MacBook Pro 14-inch, and that fits in this small bag here. So that was my review about this case here. If you have any further questions, please make sure to leave a comment below. And if you would like to actively support my channel, you will find both cases in the video description. See you next time und tschüss aus Deutschland.